Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always, huge massive thanks for the support. So today I'm coming back with the In Full Bloom decolarge or designer decolarge collection, and this is the Fabulous Fuchsias. So you've got the beautiful base layer, you've got the oh, that's just fallen out, let's put that to the side. You've got the printed cardstock, and you've got the decoupage sheets as well. Ooh, camera's just gone a little blurry. Let's wait for that to catch up. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, and you've got some decoupage as well. So I did find with the decoupage on this one, let me just bring it over. It was really hard to see on the back where to put the pads. So I've already popped the ones that I'm going to be using out, and I've already put pads on them there to the side. Okay, so let's pop this to the side as well. And I'm going to grab some cardstock. I am going to be using some glitter card as well today. And then if I just find where I put my schoolboard, so just going to make this a normal little 6-inch tent fold. So I'm just going to score down that 6-inch mark. And then we'll just give that a little bit of a squish down. Give it a proper burnish with the this porcelain one. It just seemed to give it a better fold when I do it with that. So there we've got our little tent fold. So I'm going to come in now with my trimmer. I did have to replace the blade on this yesterday. A little bit of glue on there. Because it was just starting to get the furry edges, so I just thought I might as well change that over. So this is the Hunkydory glitter card, Diamond Sparkles I believe it's called. So I'm going to cut this the same way I'd cut my gold really, so 2 notches under the 6 all the way around, well not all the way around, on 2 sides, and that's going to give me a super fine border. Turn it over so you can see. You're just going to get that super fine border all the way around. Just going to squish down with my nail. Not quite sure what happened there, but yeah, we've just got a little. It looks like there's a chunk out of it, but when you look the other side, it's not really. There's just a little mark, but it's fine. It'll be fine. So we've got this piece left over, that's going to go into my bit box, and then this one here, so it should be 2 notches under the 6, yep. I'm going to cut this to 1.5 inches, and then we've got another little piece that can go in the bit box, so that is 2 notches under 6 by 1.5. Then I can bring in the cardstock. Obviously making the most out of the cardstock, I'm saving this image so I can decoupage the other layers on, because that is the fantastic thing about the decolarge collections, is that the decoupage matches both the base card and the printed cardstock as well. So that's just, you know, they just do their best to make it 100% craftable for us. Okay, so I want to save this pink layer. Let me just see, so we did that other one at 1.5. So I could come in across there. Let's just see what that looks like. I might trim that down a little more if I don't like that. Little border, I might do. Let's get this bit cut to size. So I'm going to take just to that black line. So we've just got the fuchsias at the top, and then I'm going to cut this to 5 3/4 square. That should already be 5 3/4. Pretty sure we did that, otherwise it would still be attached to the card. So you've got a nice little piece of blue card there, nice for foiling on. Right, I think I am definitely going to trim this down a little bit more. So I'm just going to take that little black bit of those sort of, I don't know if is it a fleur-de-lis sort of thing. So I've just got the pink, that's what I want. Let's have a look on that, because I'm probably going to have to take a little bit off that as well. Yeah, so I'm going to take, let's go for 2 notches. No, let's go for 1 notch. Just making sure that's straight. Let's see, so we just want a super fine border. And actually, so that in itself would make a nice border on a card, so we're not going to get rid of that. I'm actually going to take this down to 5 3/4, so it matches the exact size of that one. I'm just going to have that little bit of pink coming through. Okay, so let's get rid of the trimmer and we can start to get things assembled. So the glues I'm going to be using today, they're the glues I always use. So in this one I've got the Kalau all-purpose glue, and in this one I've got the Kalau tacky glue. I did lose the pin. I'm not quite sure where I lost my pin to, but I don't know if you remember, or if you were with me a couple of days or weeks ago. Might have been weeks now, everything goes so fast. I did get a little bottle from China, and it was a tiny little bottle, but it had this like silicone cap on. So the bottle was too small for my hands to use, because yeah, I do have some problems with dexterity. But I did take this off, and it has been doing a good job of keeping the glue sealed. But that is the tacky glue. Okay, so let's just come in as we would normally with my glues. So a little bit of all-purpose all over, and then I don't know why I put that lid back on when I specifically took it off, but just going to put tacky glue in the corners. And I have refilled my glues today, so they are a little bit juicy. And then we're just going to pop that on, trying to keep it as central as possible. Giving it a nice press down, and I'm happy with that. Now I am a little bit strange about bits of paper that do pop up, so let me just pop a little bit of glue along there. And sometimes what will happen is I'll come back to it later when the card's dried, but I think that should sort that problem out for now. Okay, and then this piece is going to go onto here. Now this all-purpose glue can take the finish off the glitter, because it is a card with a coating, so just be a little bit careful with your glues. And I think, let's make sure I've got my card the right way up. I'm going to have that fuchsia border to the top. It's not really going to make sense any other way, because fuchsias are a plant that the flower itself does actually dangle. So let's just move you over just a little bit. And with these glues you do get a little bit of wiggle room time. The tacky glue will reduce that slightly, because it does have a faster grab, but that is why, another reason why I do like it. And then we're just going to go ahead, pop this one onto there. So the only annoying thing about this silicone lid is that it does get in the way. So I'm just going to put that straight across with a nice even border, and then we're going to pop that one onto there. Now, the reason why I haven't done it quite yet is because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to use this other little border in here. So that's our base layer, and we've got that especially for you, all my love, wishing you the most beautiful day. I've also got these corners which I am probably not going to use on this card, I don't think, purely because it's going to cover up those pieces there. I suppose I could put 2 at the bottom, but we'll have a look in a second and plan this out a little bit. Okay, so originally my thought was, I think it goes that way, we can have that on there. We could actually move that over, make it slightly off centre, have an especially for you down there, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe we need 1 in that top corner, or maybe we don't. Let's see. Oh, I don't like that there, so I'm just going to keep the 1 in the bottom corner, I think. So let's just pop those to the side, and I'm happy with that sort of layout, so that's where I'm going to go. So again, I can come in, actually let me just move that sentiment out of the way before I randomly drop glue on it or something. I've been dead clumsy the last couple of days. Luckily nothing, you know, sort of life-threatening, but yeah, dropping things on my feet, tripping over things. Oh, that one there as well, let's put that to the side. Where is my little ruler? Let's make sure that's nice and... This T-square ruler, it just helps me work out this sort of straight edge. Okay, so this I need to cut down just a little bit. Let me just move to the side. Let's grab this trimmer, and 5 3/4 is where I'm going. And then we can come in along there. I'm just making sure I've got that. Yeah, that is the right way. And I think just because this is quite a thin one, just move out of the way. I'm just going to go in with my tacky glue. And if I bring my little square in, and I'm trying to aim for around about the centre, but it doesn't matter if it's a little bit high or a little bit low. In terms of horizontally, it's horizontally on this actual piece. You can see it's just a little lower on that side. We might try just giving it a little bit of a bump up. I think that will be fine. Okay. And then we've got this piece to go on here. Now what I am going to have to do, and I didn't plan this beforehand, luckily I have got some chunky 1mm pads. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is just put some pads where the border isn't, just so we can slot it over, and then this border will support the middle of our topper. So this is going to be a card, just make sure I've got that the right way up. This is going to be a card that has to go in a box, because by the time the decoupage goes on, you know, each layer is 1mm again, going up 1 here. It's probably going to be about 1/2 centimetre thick at least. So we just grab that one. Back on. Just want to see how that feels. And I've got some diddy ones here, so let me just pop a few of these on. Sorry, I hadn't brought this part of it through properly. But not a problem, we'll just pop those onto there. And then that's going to be our support. So let's go ahead and take those backs off. And I'm going to be putting tacky glue on the back of all of these pads, on all of these layers. And there's two things really. The most important one is it gives me a bit of wiggle room time, that if I haven't got anything where I want it to be, it does give me a very slim window of opportunity to get it off, because obviously these foam pads, they grip as soon as you pop them on something, and that's brilliant for some things, but other things like this you want to be able to just, you know, because we all get things just a little bit off sometimes, so it's nice just to be able to say, oh well, at least I can whip that back off and have another shot at it. So let's go with those fleur-de-lis there in north and south position. And I've not bothered putting any glue under there because it's going to stick here and here anyway. You can do, if you want to, put some glue along the actual border. Obviously just be careful that you don't go over where this circle comes to, because you don't want that to be seen. Okay, so here is all the decoupage, and we've got the little bits in there. So let's just pop out my layers, and as usual I've taken every other layer because I'm going to put the other layers onto my other card, the one that's going to come with the printed cardstock. Just trying to make the most out of this cardstock for the charity. And plus, you know, it's really lovely fuchsias, aren't they? And they're really lovely flowers. So it's nice to get two nice cards out of it rather than just the one. But equally so, if you've got somebody really special, then that you want to send a card to, if it's a special birthday or something, then it's also nice to make that effort and use all of the bits in one go, you know. And I think a lot of the card members, design team members and everything, they do make a lot of cards with both sides of the with both pieces, with the whole piece of that A4 sheet, you know, with that in mind, I suppose, because obviously they want you to see a really effective card with all of those pieces on. But not all of us want to make cards like that, or, you know, we want to make the most out of our stash. Although saying that as well, even if you wanted to use the whole piece of cardstock, let's say if you're doing a reverse easel or something like that, you could still put, you know, I mean, you could take this layer of decoupage and a couple of other layers and use the duo design pads to create a totally different sort of card. And I'm not sure whether there was like a little book, a little 8x8 book with some flowers in at some point. I feel like there was, but I can't think what the name would be. It might have been like, not like in the last years or so, it might be an older one, because sometimes it's it all gets in, you know, all models into one, doesn't it really? Time flies by so fast. And I'll just put in my layers on, and I'm not really shaping these, I'm keeping them nice and flat. And I'll pop that on top. I'm just sort of lining up the fuchsias really, and then hoping the leaves sort of fall in, which they are doing. So far so good. And with the decoupage, you know, just in case you're very new to decoupage, the layer is sort of pulled apart to reflect this sort of differing distances to things. So the bits that are furthest away usually are the bigger pieces, and then as it gets closer and closer to you, they take layers away sort of to reveal the image. So like on that first layer we had the leaves here, now we don't, so now we're coming to the flowers. So now we're building up the flowers because they are the nearest thing to your eye on the card. So, and that's essentially what decoupage does. But there's actually, well, there's another type of decoupage. You know, there's like the French decoupage, which is basically sticking papers to things. I know if you, well, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do in Hobby Craft, the shop. Sorry, this back is just being a little bit difficult. They used to have like a giant paper mache giraffe, and then you could buy whatever papers you want to cover it. So you put like a thin layer of glue, a bit like paper mache we used to do when we was kids, where you'd have the thin layer of glue, then the paper. I don't know if you guys remember doing that paper mache. I think we did it at school one time, and then we tried to do it at home, made one big mess, because it was with newspaper, all the ink coming off on your hands. I don't think we was allowed to do it. I think we did it sort of like November time, October, November time, for like Penny for the Guy, you know, we used to do that, where you'd sort of build a sort of scarecrow, a good looking scarecrow if you like, and then you used to go around shouting Penny for the Guy, and then if you were lucky, some people gave you some money, because it was just a bit of fun. We used to do quite a lot of things like that. We used to go around carol singing. We used to walk for miles. I don't think you'd be allowed to do it these days. But yeah, we used to go for miles. I don't think, you know, obviously there was no mobile phone, so Mum would have never known where we were. And we used to go out every night as well. And that's how we used to like buy our Christmas presents for people. We used to do really well, my sister and me. Can't sing for toffee now, mind. I don't think we could really hold a tune then, to be fair. Right, so where are you going? You are going across there. And then you, where are you? Let's have a look. Oh, you're that bit there. Yeah, so, but like I say, you couldn't do that these days. Take the backs off. There we go. That off here. It used to keep us busy. We used to enjoy it as well. And actually, to be fair, it kept us pretty fit. Because, like I say, we were walking for ages. God knows how many steps we would have done. Would have loved to have a step counter then. Because we used to walk to all different places. Right, so let's see, where are you? Are you here? I think you are. And then you must be over there. That's a little bit of a harder stick because it's only got the one pad on. Right, so we've got some leaves here. Let's find out where they go. What you might find helps. And sometimes it helps me and sometimes it doesn't. Is some tweezers. I quite like these reverse ones. I think they're a Spellbinders one. Because it was Mum's. And where are you going? Let's see, let's find your home first. Ah, you are that leaf there, right there. Oh yeah, you are that. Oops. around. So I'm just going to tip it up just a little bit, just to nudge that into place so that all my stems line up. There we go. And then where's this one? This one is that same leaf, so I'm not going to do that again. Yeah, it is that same leaf, it's just taken a little bit off the bottom. So what I'm going to do is put that back in that pot. I will be making the other cards up later. Okay, so we've got to there. Then we want our little sentiment and our little corner. So my corner is going to go on flat. I'm just going to use a little bit of tacky glue. Going to pop that in. I just want a little bit of that sky border going round, so I'm going to try and keep that nice and even. And then this one we will raise up. So actually I'll probably get away with these, I think, on it. Yeah. I think that should be, yeah. And the reason why sometimes I press down on things once I put the pads on is just to make sure that if I press on it, I don't press hard, but just want to make sure that the weight's evenly distributed so I don't feel any sagging. So it means if it goes through the post, it stands a really good chance of making it through alive. Okay, so I did bring these gems out. Kind of feel like those would be the best mix, those ones there. So let's pop those to the side. Let's grab the other tweezers. Don't like these tweezers, but we will make do. And I think what I'm going to do is just do, come on, 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm going to do stickies coming off the back, so let's just get rid of that sticky and pop that down on this side here. Just try and get rid of that sticky stuck to my finger. And then I'm just going to put this one on his own round here. Actually, you can see the glue on that one as well, so let me just take that off. So sometimes these gems, and it's the same with gems from anywhere, so it's just a little bit of a manufacturing thing where the glue just, the glue spot isn't just right in the right place, so sometimes it overhangs, and sometimes I think that can cause problems sticking to the envelope, so I don't like to put them on my card. Okay, so that is the finished card for that one. That's the Fabulous Fuchsias, of course it is. All it needs now is a little insert, which I will probably find from one of the pads, unless I've got a little bit of insert paper left over on that one. But what I'm going to do is just get set up for card number 2, which is going to be the hydrangeas. So that's coming up in a sec. Okay, so the second one I'm coming back with is the Hydrangea Bloom. So I need my trimmer first of all. What I thought I would do is I wanted like my normal centre stepper, but I didn't really want my topper to overhang too much. So what I'm going to do is make up my normal little stepper card, but I'm only going to do it with a step on one side. So basically just going to do half of the work on it really. So I'm just popping that over to the 1 inch mark on my trimmer. And then I'm going to cut right down to the 7 inch mark. Let's pop that out of the way for a second, and then in with our scoreboard. And we're going to score at 1, 2, and at 7. And then what I can do, because I'm only doing it one side, it makes it easy, I can just turn over and score at 6 inches up to that line. Okay, and that is all of our scores. And then I'm just going to ease them into position. So as the paper's moving, you can move them in and down. And just give those a little burnish down with this porcelain one. And then we're going to get some nice, tight creases. So it's going to look like that. So pretty much like a normal card, apart from, so I could just see that wasn't scored down as hard as the other pieces. Okay, so this piece here is 5 inches. So I'm going to do a 5 by 5 piece of matting for there, a 1 by 6 for the bottom, and then we'll need a 5 by 1 for that side. So I am going to come in with gold on this one. So I'm going to rustle because I didn't get this out beforehand. So I think I'm probably going to be okay with 1 sheet, but I'll bring out 2 just in case. Actually, I might get away. I might have put them out of the way. No, we might have to use it. Okay, so let's do the 1mm, the 1 inch pieces first. So the 1 inch by 6 inch. So I'm going to go 2 notches under the 1, 2 notches under the 6. So that's going to go across that piece there. And then we want another piece that's going to be 2 notches under the 1. And then this one is going to be 2 notches under the 5. And that's going to go in there. So this is only 4 inches, so it's going to be too small. But if we do a normal stepper card, that's going to be almost the perfect size. So for this piece here, actually I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use a piece from an A4 one that I was using earlier, yesterday. So for this one, I'm just checking that is 5 inches, yeah. So 2 notches underneath the 5 on 2 sides. Okay. So I'm not quite sure why that bit's curled up, but it will be fine once it's glued down. Okay, so those are our pieces for there. So let's bring in the cardstock. And what I'm going to do first of all is just take that to 5 3/4. Saving that for later. And then I think I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch from there. And we did that at the, yeah, so that should fit onto there. So we've got almost all of that dark blue there going across. And then again, I'm going to go, let's see, so yeah, we'll do it on there. So 3/4 of an inch again. And this time we need that to be, now I'm going to turn that around, 4 3/4. So I'm going to take a lot of that dark blue off, and I'm probably going to pop it on like that. I might turn it around. We'll see what it looks like when it's together. Another little piece there, and then we want 4 3/4 square. And that's going to fit onto our base piece there. So we've still got a nice piece of cardstock there, which we could use on the next card if we want to. Let's put that out the way. So let's just have a little figure out on how we want that to go. So obviously we know that's going on there the right way up. Have our gold there, could go, let's see, what's that going to look like? Looks a bit weird that way. So maybe, what does... Just wondering whether what I might do is just... That's our gold piece. Let me just bring that trimmer back in. I'm just thinking it's probably going to look better if I've got more of this light blue rather than that dark blue. So let's just pop that on at 3/4. And then if I cut that down to 4 3/4, we're going to take all of that dark blue off. And I think that is going to look better. Yes, it is. Okay. So sometimes you don't know until you put it up against your card on how that is going to look. Now, I did think maybe I might like to put a little bit of ribbon on this. I think this is the perfect colour. So let's go there. I might just make a bow later. Okay. So let me just give that a little bit of a straighten out. So let's get our glues on the go. Oh, I don't want that on the corners. There we go. Just want that the right way around. It makes a difference at this sort of stage. And you can see instantly by putting that straighter card on there, that really does help straighten that out. And then if I bring in some red liner tape, still going with that same roll, doing quite well. I'm just going to pop. Just checking that's not moved. Take those backs off. Maybe. Come on, leave me. There we go. I'm just popping that on the edge of my table. And just bring that across. Oh, have I gone the right way? No, yes I have. Now I've got it on the card, it does look like it would go anyway, either way. But a lot of it is going to be hidden by the topper anyway, so even if it was wrong, you wouldn't really notice. So let's just pop those edges off. And then if I just move these pieces out of the way for a second. Right, I'll leave that one till last. Let's do this one next. So again, oh, that lid is annoying me. It's like an annoying fly in the wrong place. Oops. Okay, so this is just going straight on to here. And then we're going on with our next piece. Just going straight onto there. We're going to have a sentiment on here anyway, and it'll probably go across this front piece. So again, just on those corners. String. Give that a good press down, make sure it makes good contact. And then I'm going to have this way so we don't see that little bit of blue. This is the fun bit, isn't it? Putting it together. Once everything's all cut out and ready. Oops. Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so with this piece here, what I'm going to do is just pop a little bit of PVA under the ribbon and on top. And what that will do is it glues the ribbon to the card, and also it will stop the ribbon fraying because it will be glued. And then again, we'll go with our all-purpose. Oops. We can go on. This looks quite boyish now. It's with all this blue. There we go. So let's see, what did I do with that topper? Here it is. So let's pop that one out and we'll see how that one goes on. Grab that little border there, that might go nicely up our side panel. I think it will. So we've got wishing you a day blooming with joy. Have a little look. Is it going to be too big? I think it's going to be okay, because we could have it either like that, or we could have it along and coming over. So we can make those decisions. You've got a lovely border here. I don't know where I'm pointing with the knife in a dangerous manner. Especially for you, it's got all over it and little foiled sort of fleur-de-lis sort of thing. But yeah, that is quite nice. Okay, what I'm going to do is just quickly grab my trimmer. I'm just going to take the tiniest smidge off that end, just so it's nice and straight. Doesn't really matter what it's like at the bottom, because you're not going to see it once the card is up. But I'm pretty sure it's going to go near enough to the bottom. Let's have a little look. Yeah, pretty much. So you can always put a little decoration, something like that, if you want to, on there. So now I just want to get this sort of in the middle. And I just used the tacky glue on that one. Just going to keep that straight as we can. Okay, and then this one fits onto there rather nicely. Just grab my little sander. What I would say is I only use the fine sand inside, and just be super careful, because it is really easy to go into the shape of your topper. Okay, so I've just got rid of those little pips. Okay, I don't know why I've done that about 30 times, it's not changed. It still just needs to go on. Okay, so I'm going to pop a little bit of glue each of these. And again, I've popped all of the decoupage out like I did before, just makes it slightly easier to see. Okay, and I've already put all the pads on, so just checking there's no bits. So I've got that one, and that one, then that one, and that one. I think I've got two little bees. I don't know if I'm going to use them, and then we've got those ones there. So normally I take the first layer, third, fifth. On this one, for some reason, I decided to go with the second, third, and as much of the other ones that I can make out. Once it gets the smaller bits, it's a bit hard to sort of tell where they're going to be, so I may not use all of them, a bit like that leaf on the fuchsia, which was the same leaf twice. There's no point doing that, you know, when I can use that leaf on the other image, because it definitely won't be there if we've got two on this one or on that one, because that was on the fuchsia one. And I was watching Natalie today with her takeover, Hunkydory takeover on Hobbymaker before, and they're doing lots of deals on the books and things, and some of the specialist Miri card stocks. So if you're looking for any of those, then Hobbymaker may be the place you need to go, and they do send out to the USA from there. So I'm not sure what the charge is though, so I don't know if it's the same or different, so apologies. My voice is starting to go a bit, I don't know why that is. It's fine a minute ago. Too much yakking. Oh, that's annoying. Do you know what I might do? I might put a bit of tape on it just to stick it down while I'm working. Right, let's bring that round. In. Actually, I know what we can do. Under here, I've got a little elastic band that the sorted. A little elastic band that the ribbons came in. I've ordered some more ribbon, so I was hoping it'd be here today, from AliExpress. Came quick this time. I know it's in the country, I know it's cleared customs, and I know Every have got it. And it's only a little package of ribbons, so they shouldn't be able to do too much damage to it. Just seem to be missing a few key colours. You know, like as the seasons change, you sort of realise, don't you, what's kind of missing. Okay, so I'm just trying to match up the flowers, and we are here, there we go. And then this one, where are you? That's there. That's the same one again, but with more removed. Okay, we are getting there. We are nearly there. Right, nope, wrong one. And like I say, you can use your tweezers if that's easier for you. Because I've got that glue on there, it does help me with the wiggle room time. But we're nearly finished on this one. That one's going on there, so you're coming further and further to the front. And then this one is there. Oops. Okay, and we've got our little bumblebee. Looking very furry, these bees. I like them furry. They look super cute. I saw a video on Facebook today, and it was somebody, I don't know what they were feeding it, but they were feeding a snail. And honestly, it's the cutest thing. I know, like, snails are, yeah, snails are, you know, not everyone's cup of tea. Put that one over there. But it did look super cute because the way it was moving its mouth to eat this yellow stuff. I'm guessing it was some kind of lemon curd or something like that, on a spoon. it looked like it was like smacking its chops, do you know what I mean? So it did look really cute. Okay. I never thought I'd say that about a snail. To be fair, we've got quite a few in the garden, and in the summer sometimes if there's a lot of green things out there, like if I've planted lettuce and things, and the other things they eat, you can actually hear them eating. They are quite noisy. They eat cardboard as well. They quite like a bit of cardboard. I don't know what that's about. Okay, let me just get these backs off. Okay, so I just took the backs off. Just my camera, it only records up to about somewhere between 19 and 25 minutes. It never actually gives you an exact time. So when it gets to about 20 or 20 minutes that I've been talking, I do like to just restart it so that it doesn't cut out when I'm telling you something important. Okay, so the gems I've pulled out for this, it would be lovely if I had some more of those because they would be perfect. I think maybe these ones might be a bit too dark. Let's have a look at these. I don't know if these ones will be too small or too pale. Oh, perfect shade. Let's go with those. I know there are two sizes in there, so I will have to empty some out. I don't think I want to go with those. Okay, let's grab a little tray. And there's two sizes in here. So there's that big size that I showed you, which is probably the only size I'm going to use. But there is a smaller size as well. So let's come in with one in the corners there. Just to bling those up. I'm not doing, I did think about doing a little bow, but I think that's just enough under there. So I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to put 3 there. Oh, what a numpty. Told you I've been very clumsy, didn't I? Hand-eye coordination, none at the moment. Right, so I'm just going to use those 3 big ones. Okay, so that is that card finished off. I do have one more card in this set, which is the poppy, but I'm not going to do a video with that one, but you will see the pictures go up on Pinterest. I will do those 2 cards from that kit when I finish off the other bits from this kit, so it'll be after this video. Let me bring in that other card we did, the beautiful fuchsia one. There we go. So those are our 2 cards for today. No, that's the wrong lid. All we need now is going to be an insert of some kind, whether it be a plain one or if it is, let's keep that on there, a plain one, or if it is one that's printed but from another kit that's floral. I know they did have a decolarge kit from before. Well, I didn't show you that one, how it stands, but it's going to be standing like so. There we go. You could leave the bees off if you wanted to. Oops, that's on the wonder, just because I picked it up. Yeah, you could leave the bees off if you wanted to, but I just thought they were cute and put them on. Or you could even have put one on the fuchsias, you know, or any of the other flowers if you've got them. In the description box I have put links to the kit. I've given you the links for the whole kit and for the individual ones. I'll swap the individual ones for this hydrangea and fuchsia. The other one that I did, the sunflower and the orchids, that has the individual link on that video if you are interested, because they are 5 for 4, which is why I got 5 of them. But yeah, they make lovely little cards, and you can even go huge with them. They even look nice on an 8x8. That's why it's really called the decolarge. But you know me, I like to stay somewhere around about the 6-inch mark. That's just about enough real estate is what they call it on the American sites. On the card they call it real estate space to play with. But thank you so much for watching today. Next time I'm coming back with the, is it Here's to Him kit that was out recently, very recently, last week. So I'm going to be coming back with that one, and we'll have a play with all 4 sets in that one. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Happy crafting. Bye bye.